Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? I'm gonna go ahead and throw on this filter like we do with the streams. Word. So yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Anybody watching this afterwards, it's just a quick little live stream. As you know, I've been just fucking ridiculously busy with my job. I've been promoted like twice, and a lot of shit comes with that. So I really apologize for neglecting the channel. However, this morning I just wanted to take a little dab with you guys, wake up, see how you're doing, and I wanted to share with you some information that I recently just came across. Now, this may be something that, once you hear it and you think about it, you'd be like, oh shit, well, I guess that was kind of common sense. But I just wanted to touch on it for anybody that may not have known, because I want to try to save you guys from potentially getting yourself in any kind of trouble. So boats. Okay, a lot of people, I don't know if you know about how boats work, but once you're a certain amount of distance outside of like a certain state or like, outside of land, you're in international waterways where people think that you can basically do whatever the fuck you want. Like literally anything, even murder somebody. If you're in intercoastal, international, or however it's called, waterways, a lot of people think you can do whatever you want because you're not under any jurisdiction of any particular country. Which is like almost true, but not really. But first of all, I just want to talk about this. What we're talking about here is cannabis use in the United States, and in legal states. Now, if you're in a legal state and say you're out on a lake on your boat or something like that, and you just legally purchase some cannabis from the rec store down the street, real quick, we're gonna take this dab. Cheers, guys. So yeah, if you are in a legal state and you just purchase some legal cannabis in your legal state, I want to remind you once again that still, even if your state federal legalized, it is still illegal federally. On a federal level, it is still illegal. So even in Colorado right now, if I were for some reason to be approached by a federal agent, if I was in a state park, or even somehow for some reason driving down the street, if I was approached or pulled over by a federal agent, they found me to have cannabis on me, I could be charged federally with possession of cannabis. Well, that's essentially the same thing that's going to happen on water. So now, like I said, when you're outside of water, sometimes you'll run into city police and city police boats on water if it's an area that has a lot of water traffic and people on boats and things like that. However, generally you're going to run into the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard are federally appointed. They work under federal law. So if you're out on a boat smoking a joint or having a cannabis infused soda or an edible or whatever, generally if you have a fucking soda, unless it's in the container or an edible, how the fuck are they gonna know? But if you're out smoking a joint or something like that on a boat, or for some reason they decide to board your boat for some reason because you may have done something, or they may have gotten a call or a complaint about you and they need to come talk to you, and they decide to board your craft and talk to you or search it or whatever, and they find you in possession of cannabis or using cannabis, you can and probably will be charged federally. There's probably likely that you're not going to be arrested and actually in prison for it, because I believe possession small amounts of cannabis under federal law is just like a fine. However, like you just get like a ticket and you pay a fine. I don't think you're going to be in prison for that. I think you have to actually have like copious amounts and be with the intent to distribute, or at least felony amounts. But I just wanted to let you guys know that just because you're in a legal state, just because you just bought your cannabis in a legal state and decided to go on the boat and go for a ride, and just because you're not driving. Now, mind you, a boat is just like a motor vehicle. You can't be boating under the influence. It's an actual charge. BUI, just like DUI, is boating under the influence, whether it be alcohol, drugs, anything. So if you're driving the boat, you definitely can't. But even if you just bought it in a legal state, from the store, and you're in a legal state and you're not driving the boat and you're just a passenger, or even if you have a medical card in that state, technically you're still violating federal law. Now, the feds have said that they're going to leave medical patients and medical states and the medical industry alone, but they've said a lot of things in the fucking past and then went back on their word. So I just wanted to do this video to inform you guys, keep you guys informed, keep you guys safe, that there's a lot of gray areas still. And like I've said, like 5 times already in this video, but I just want to reiterate it, again, and maybe even once more before the video is over. Just because you bought it legally from a dispensary in a legal state, and you're still in that legal state, and you're on a boat or you're not driving or whatever, it does not mean that you're not technically still breaking federal law. What's up, Seth? Appreciate you stopping by. So I just wanted you guys to know, you know, generally if you're out on a boat, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be able to see somebody approaching you. If you want to smoke a joint, do your own thing. I'm not telling you how to live or what the fuck to do. I'm not telling you that you probably couldn't get away with it. I'm not telling you that the Coast Guard might run up on you guys and say you got an ashtray with some joints in it and be like, you know, you guys aren't supposed to do that and leave you alone. I mean, a lot of times, even in states that, you know, even in prohibition states to this day, you might get pulled over, have a joint in your ashtray, and a cop might be like, really, you know, throw that shit away, whatever. So you're not always going to be charged. It's still always up to that particular law enforcement officer's discretion. But I just wanted to make you guys aware that it doesn't matter if you're in a legal state, it's still federally illegal. And on waterways, you're generally going to run into federally appointed enforcement officers, law enforcement officers, whether, like I said, it's the Coast Guard or whatever. Very, very rarely are you going to run into like city police on boats or whatever. If you do, that's great for you. But just want to do this quick video in the midst of all the chaos that I have going on. Just because I came across this article and I feel like it's something that a lot of people probably wouldn't know or wouldn't quite think of. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, once you think about it for 2 seconds, you'll probably be like, oh shit, okay, that makes sense. But, you know, likely I feel like it probably wouldn't be thought of. And living in this state, now I've been here for over 2 years, living in a state that prohibition is gone and that everything's legalized now, you know, public consumption is still illegal. Towards the end of the summer here, they're supposed to start opening up cafes that will require a special license where you can technically publicly consume, but you're going to be in a particular area that's a business, so you're not in public. What's good, Mike Watts? Appreciate you stopping by. So I say that to say that in this state, it's become very loose. A lot of times you might see people consuming in public. Now, they're not going to be walking down Main Street smoking a joint, but say you go on a hike at a park or something like that, you know, up at the top of the mountain or on the way up the mountain, you're going to see people smoking. You go to a festival, a free show or something downtown, you know, off by the lake, by the water, you're going to see a lot of people smoking bowls, passing joints and shit like that. So because of the legalization, because there's dispensaries on every single corner in these legal states, you over time, you start to drop your guard, and it just starts to become normal. It starts to become a way of life. Marijuana is a way of life here. And I don't mean that it's consumed Colorado and Coloradans with, you know, it's all about cannabis, but I'm saying it's a way of life just like eating or having a beer on your day off or skiing or hiking. It's just something that people do. And it's not really necessarily frowned upon anymore. It's not looked down upon. People don't even, you know, bat an eye to it. It's just something that has become natural. So with that, I feel like I said, people let their guard down. So if you're in one of these states, you know, and especially if you've lived in one of these states, you're going to feel like weed's completely legal. Even federally, you're going to forget when you travel out of state. Oh, fuck, damn, I can't go to the dispensary here. What the fuck? They need to get their shit together. So just be careful, guys. Just be careful. You know, don't get too comfortable. You know, be aware of where you are, what's going on, and just be aware that even still, you could be in a dispensary, an illegal dispensary in Colorado, waiting in line to buy your shit, and the feds could kick the fucking door in and arrest everybody in there. And you could go down, even though you weren't violating any laws in your state, it's still federally illegal. So just keep that in mind, guys. You guys be safe. Stay tuned for more videos. Y'all know what it is. Be kind to each other. Love each other. I love you guys. Peace.